All right, so just testing it out real quick. We didn't have a Biocube here, so just stick it on a 60-gallon cube. It's just barely sitting on there. But we got the plugs hooked up, and now the light, as you can see, is nice and bright. We can take it down and have just the blue channel, nothing, white channel, and of course we can do both channels and crank it. And it's pretty darn bright, doing a good job. Okay, we're back at the workshop here. And now what we're going to do is we're going to modify this unit so that the cord is coming out the back instead of the two top outlets. I'm going to leave the outlets in place. I'm just going to disconnect them so that we can put it back to stock if for some other reason we ever wanted to do that. The goal, though, once this is sitting in the unit and the cord is coming out the back, is there's a hole right down here for the stock unit, and then we're going to go down here and we're going to catch this hole here to run the cords out. So try to give it somewhat of a stock appearance without those cords sticking up on the top. And then this spot here, I'm not sure what I'm going to do, if I'll make a little metal plate to cover it up or if I'll leave them here and put a piece of tape. For now, I'll just put a piece of tape over, but might try to make it look a little prettier later. And so we've got two cords. I'm going to cut the ends off of them and then use butt connectors to splice into the power source. Okay, I've got the cover off on the inside and I've cut the ends off my cords. I need to run them through before I start working. And so the first thing I needed to do was this hole here. I had to take the step drill and go ahead and drill it a little bit bigger so I could fit both of them through. I've got it snug. I've got to really pull on the cords to get them through. And that's going to help to minimize the amount of salt creep or anything that could get out there. And I can put some putty or something in there as well. And also keep the wires from moving around inside. So at this point I'm ready to flip it over and start splicing into the unit. And I can actually put the cover back on now. Okay, I've got the cover back on now. And my wire is going through into the side channel. And then you can see it's coming out underneath there as well. And so now I'm going to flip this over. And now I can splice, put butt connectors on these, and work them into the Sprite. Okay, so I've taken the light apart, getting ready to splice my wires. And so right now I'm going to end up drilling a hole through as low down as I can, about right there, to run these wires through. And that way I can go ahead and put this in place. And then I just have to screw the top and slide it the rest of the way. If I do the whole assembly outside of the hole, these cords are going to prevent it from sliding through. So you got to do it in steps. Okay, so I've gotten the bottom put in place. Cords run through. And so now I'm going to splice into my power supplies here and then return this in place. I am going to disconnect these top two so that they're not live. Alright, so it's all done now. I've put some black electrical tape just to cover the outlets for now. It's run through the back. So if you take a look here, wires coming out the back. And everything is working. Oh, one's unplugged. There we go. So now we've got white channel, blue channel, and back to white channel. So everything's good. So now we're going to run over and put this on the tank and see how the spread is. Okay, so at this point I've got my two cords through. I've hooked up my PCB board to my drivers again. And then I've run my new connectors directly into the power supply. The color coding on this is brown to black. So just remember B to B, brown to black, and then blue to red. So blue goes to red, black and brown go together. And then green is your ground strap, which goes to the case itself. And all I did was remove my fittings from those spades and use butt connectors. I used a spade connector on this one since it was already on there. And then some shrink wrap over top. And I put the heat shrink on the other side as well. And so at this point I'm done, and now I just have to tuck everything in, put my zip ties on for cable management, I'll pull the base back out about a 1/4 inch so I can reach the screw holes, and I'll screw it back together and then slide it back down in place. Alright, so here is the tank. We're going to put the new lid on. We'll take the old lid off, and this has the power compacts in it. See right now, standard Biocube 29 gallon. So we'll see what it looks like once the LEDs are on. Alright, so the new top is on, and we ran the cord through the back, as you guys can see here. And now we're going to see what kind of coverage we got in here. Alright, so here's the white channel, and pretty good coverage even up towards the top. Turn the blue channel on. Now it's looking really nice. Like I said, it's bright all the way at the top. You can see the light shining almost to the top on the bottom, so those 120-degree lenses are doing pretty good. The very top, probably 1.5 inches on each side, might be just a little bit dimmer. It's hard to tell in the camera picture. With your eyes, it's almost impossible to tell. And then that is the blue channel, which if I had a filter on here or turn the ISO down a little, would probably look pretty impressive. There you go. And turn it back up. So coverage is, like I said, pretty decent. I'm going to turn the white channel back on and just show over here on the side. Hopefully you can see this. But if I put my hands here, you can see the light shining up on the top of my hands. Kind of hard to tell here. So that's about as high up as the light goes. So that last little bit, just that top 1/2 inch, is the only spot that's dimmer. And to be honest, it wasn't much different with the power compacts as well. So that's 100% on both. And most people would probably have it set, 75 and 50 or 30. So nice look, covers the whole tank pretty well. And again, just the blue look. And we'll crank it back up again. So yeah, pretty satisfied with the results. Certainly a lot better than having to buy power compacts, which are getting harder to get. You don't have to worry about the color shift. These bulbs obviously had a little bit of shift in them, and that caused tank's been set up for a while to start having problems with cyano and some diatoms. So switching the spectrum now should help quite a bit. And of course everything just looks so much better now. Again, Mike with SB Reef Lights, guys. Appreciate you looking. Don't forget to check out the website, www.sbreeflights.com. Check us out on Facebook as well. Thanks.